Veterans of the Korean War have gathered in Canberra to honour their fallen comrades 60 years after the conflict began. Thousands of Australian troops took part in the battle, fighting under the UN flag. More than 300 of them never returned.
60 years after the Korean conflict, a day to remember the forgotten war.
We will remember them.
17,000 Australians served in Korea, more than 1,200 were wounded, and 340 never came home.
They're sadly missed. Good mates.
It was a high price for a small nation to pay to support the idea of an effective United Nations and a free world.
And Australia was quick to answer the call. When communist forces from North Korea invaded the south in 1950, Australian troops were committed to the United Nations forces within days. The fight continued till the armistice in 1953, but the last Australians didn't return home until 1957. 6 decades on, there's one thing that stayed with them all.
Cold. Bitter cold.
Atrocious conditions led to some desperate measures.
Jump around a lot.
You just dug a hole in the ground and you slept in the hole in the ground, and that's the way you got warm.
But freezing temperatures weren't enough to break the spirit of the troops. Many spent Christmas on the front line, relying on comfort parcels from home.
In the box that came in, there was a bottle of beer, right? So most of them had exploded because of the cold. We just made the best of it, like soldiers normally do.
Nearly 4 million Korean and Chinese soldiers and civilians were killed.
Korea will always thank you and remember you for what you have done for us.
44 Australians are still listed as missing in action. Vivienne Nunes, ABC News, Canberra.